Welcome, weary traveller. Please make yourself at home here in my humble castle, where I can promise you a bite to eat. Okay, that's enough of that. Hey guys, I've built this Gothic Minecraft castle. It's sort of vampire stylish, and I thought I'd share it with you. I didn't use any mods or texture packs, just your basic Minecraft. It's a really easy build that anyone can do. Let me show you around. Here you go guys, my take on a Gothic style castle. Something a bit Transylvania like, but still keeping it simple and easy with your basic Minecraft. I wanted to create somewhere that a vampire might live, a spooky mountaintop castle. There's nothing too intricate here, it's just a few different shaped towers perched on the mountain, and they've got steep spires and a few ornate touches. And to me, it doesn't look too bad. It really is something that anyone can do. My last video was a blow-by-blow castle build tutorial. This video won't be like that one. I will try to give you a very basic rundown of what's involved. But if you could build the last castle, you'll certainly have no trouble with this one. Obviously, if you guys want an in-depth tutorial, let me know and I'll see what I can do. But I think as a guide, this should satisfy most people. So what have we got? Well, it begins with a tall mountain. And I didn't want one that was covered with snow, and that's a sticky starting point right there. A quick search on the internet showed me that I'm not the only one who thinks that every mountain should be a ski slope. I managed to find a seed on pcgamer.com, and I'll try to remember to put the details in the description. If I forget, there's at least some details on the screen now, I hope. It's called Hollow Mountain Hello Zombies, and whoever created this seed has got a big thank you from me. It's an excellent starting point. I blocked off a couple of waterfalls and removed a few mountains and did a fair bit of landscaping in fairness, but it was a great starting point. As I say, I would strongly recommend using that. I picked the highest peak, flattened it a little and staked out my main tower. I went with 17 blocks square in a staggered pattern to create the look of rising columns. At about 16 blocks up, I ran a single row of stair blocks to narrow the tower to 15 by 15 size, and took this up another 35 rows. The same stair blocks widened it then back to 17 by 17, and the same columns went up in just 5 blocks to create the beginnings of ramparts. From the top face I placed another stair block and 3 more verticals. Then a stair and 5 verticals, and then a stair and a single block. This widened the overall width of the tower to about 23 blocks square. For the roof I decided to go with nether blocks, as I liked the dark brown. Stepping in 1 block from the edge, I went up 3 standard blocks and then placed a stair block as the 4th block. I then repeated this pattern, 3 blocks plus a stair block, moving in a row each time until I ended up with a very steep roof and a single column of blocks at the end. I think the steepness of this roof is important for this style of castle. Nether brick fencing adds a really nice effect to the edge of the roof, gives it that real Gothic feel. It also makes a nice spire right at the very top. The middle of the tower looked a little bit plain to me, so I ran 3 vertical rows to dress this up. I also knocked out some small windows, but only at the front of the tower. It's up to you, but this worked for me. This cobblestone wall can create a really interesting effect, and I've taken to using this a lot in this particular build. I've also added a row of wither skulls, which you can just see below that there. It's worth noting that if we go around the back here, not all the sides are the same size and shape. I wanted to create the impression that the castle was built into the mountain. So for me, some of the mountain was cut away in places and flattened out in others, but a lot of it was left to create a ragged, difficult and natural barrier. This is not a castle that welcomes unwanted guests. This was my original design for the doorway, but it just didn't feel ornate enough for a Gothic castle. We can't do fluted and chamfered brickwork on Minecraft, but it needed something a little more special around the doorway to give it that Gothic feeling of cold opulence, if you like. So I basically knocked away all the lower columns and filled in all the holes I'd made, just to give myself a flat surface to work off. Then heading up to the centre vertical, I decided to run some stair blocks diagonally downwards to create a roof shape. I was lucky enough to align nicely with the stair blocks at either side, so I think that's a nice place for you to start if you want to copy this design. Start at the sides and work up, not the other way around like I did. The door, by the way, is just brown stained clay with dark oak fencing in front of it. To me, it really creates the impression of a panelled door. Again, more use of cobblestone walling. This really is building on the fly, so you'll have to forgive me if I swap and change as we're building here. Changing my mind again. Now the nether brick fence is useful. It's a nice colour. A bit of swapping and changing again. I love these wither skulls, they really had a nice effect. These cobblestone blocks dress it up a little. Let's widen the section. Need to extend these stairs. Now I've made the door that little bit wider. A row of paving slabs across the top gives it a nice narrow ledge. I'm going to put nether blocks at the back here. It's a nice dark effect. Now I'm going to use polished andesite. Doesn't look too bad, does it? One of the key features of this build is the bridge that links two parts of the castle. It really makes the castle feel Gothic to me, and I can picture an old black and white movie with a sinister character running across this bridge in the dead of night. If you want to build a bridge like this, you'll need a gap of 27 blocks between the buildings. The size, shape and height of the other two towers doesn't really matter. As you'll see, most of mine are different in structure and size, and that's deliberate. So where you place your bridge is up to you, but I wanted mine to be nice and high, making access impossible to anybody other than from within the castle itself. The bridge is only 3 blocks wide, and you can lay the top first to get your positioning right. Underneath and smack in the centre, run a vertical row of blocks all the way to the ground. I had to artificially create some ground as I didn't have any where I wanted the bridge to go. Thankfully, Minecraft makes this nice and easy, of course. Here I've placed some coloured blocks on top of the bridge so you can easily replicate the pattern yourself. I like this 2-arch style, but of course you do what you like. With the coloured blocks removed, you can see how well the structure works, and it's easy to dress it up a little with cobblestone posts and ether brick fencing. From this angle, it's easy to see that these two structures make up what would normally be a gatehouse. These two buildings are the same size, shape and design. They're also symmetrically placed in front of the main entrance. This castle has no gates, portcullis, etc. It just doesn't need them. The mountain itself is its defence. The design of these gatehouse towers is simple. Just 5x5 staggered block arrangement to create a column effect. I went up 15 rows and then I stepped out with a stair block all around. 5 more blocks up, and on the 6th step out ready for the roof. I added 1 more row of brick blocks before the first stair nether block. Just 1 row of these and then move in a row and lay 2 verticals. Top those with a stair block and repeat the pattern until you reach the peak of a spire. Because of the way Minecraft distorts distant objects, we need the roofs of the highest towers to be much taller, as they seem to shrink in the distance. These lower ones don't need to rise as steeply, as they don't shrink as much in our eye. It probably won't look right if you didn't do it this way. The basic tower looks okay as it is, but again I decided to dress mine up with cobblestone posts, wither skulls and nether brick posts. It's up to you. Access to the castle is by a long, thin, winding path that wraps all the way around the mountain. I built this path using brickstone paving. Building it isn't too tricky, just follow the natural shape of the mountain but avoid any straight lines, as these just don't seem to look right. You'll need to fill in with stone in places, and particularly underneath the path. That makes it look as though it's an integral part of the mountain. When I originally made the bridge, there was no bottom to the tower at all. That let me build downwards to create the height that I needed of the tower. I then had to build a craggy rock base for it to sit on, but I didn't want it floating. So I connected the base to the mountain by adding more stone, and even left a little hole for the path to run through. I'm pleased with the overall look. Because this castle is supposed to be built into the mountain, some sides of the castle building have rocky structures butting up against them and also in between them, and this makes them impassable with sharp rocks. How does anyone move from tower to tower, you ask? Well, only Igor has the answer to that. The total number of buildings required and their position is really down to you. It doesn't matter. The same goes for the shape of the mountain and the general terrain. It really is just about having a go and seeing if it looks good. I did replace all the local trees with spruces, as to me that felt a little more Transylvania-like, but again, that choice is yours. And I think that's about it, guys. I hope I've given you enough here to enable you to build your own Gothic castle if you want. As I said, this isn't a blow-by-blow tutorial, more of a guide, more of an idea of what you can do yourself. If you have any questions, just drop me a line and I'll be pleased to try and help. One last thing. I know I said this build was without mods or texture packs, and believe me, it is. That's exactly how I built it. But look what happens when we use the John Smith Legacy resource pack. It really changes the atmosphere of the castle. I love the different details in the blocks, and my favourite is the gravel. I just love the little weeds that grow in it. It's fantastic. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please do like it if you did. If you didn't enjoy it, why not let me know why, so I can improve my future videos. Please subscribe to my channel, post me your comments, and send me any requests for Minecraft tutorials. I've got plans for loads more in my head at the moment, but I'll always do my best to help out my subscribers. So that's it, folks. Thanks very much for watching this tutorial, and remember, don't pull the lever.